Hello and welcome to another Coinmetrics video. Today I will dive deep into order books. We're looking here at the screenshot of a Coinbase Solana USD order book. On the right hand side, you see every single raw entry for the bids and asks, and we can see that they are in 1 cent increments. The width diagram here shows the same information, but covering a 2% range, 2% above the mid price and 2% below the mid price. So in the bids, that's on the left-hand side, and in the asks, you see that the total amount of Solana that you could sell for about 2% price change would be about 15,000 or so. Now, when you get this data from the Coinmetrics API, I have drawn by hand here the same diagram that we see on the top, and I'm showing you for the example of the asks, the 3 different APIs that you can use. So the first 100 entries would give you about $1 price range because each tick is 1 cent. Then we have up to 10% from the mid price, which is 5 times wider than what the Coinbase screenshot is showing. And then we also have an hourly snapshot for the entire order book, which may go beyond that. So let's take a look. So we have the Colab notebook here with our API client set up in much the same way that I do it for all my order books, for all my videos. And then here I'm doing a catalog for the Coinbase spot markets, which gives me 840. And then I filter out only the ones that have data available in February or later, group by the market and count. And here our Coinbase Solana USD spot has 3 entries. Those 3 are, according to what I just said, the first 100, the 10% for mid price, and then the full order book, which is up to 30,000 entries. So if we grab that, we will get the last hourly snapshot, which was at 12. And for the purposes of this video, I'm focusing on the asks, but it's the same methodology applies to the bids as well. You see here we get not 30,000, we get 10,500. And the prices go to a completely unreasonable range here. So they are very, very far from the mid price. In fact, only about 1,200 rows of these 10,000 fall into the 10% range. And if I were to plot this here with a line for 2% and 10%, you see what I mean. I mean, this is completely unusable. It doesn't make sense. Nobody in their right mind would trade Solana for $2,000 at the moment. So let's, in fact, use the different API to get the 10% mid price, which has the added advantage, of course, that it's updated every 10 seconds. So 1246 40 seconds is the last available data for that. And then if we plot this, we get the same picture that we got for Coinbase for the first 2%, but then we get another 8% range showing here in our range. Now, for those cases where you have a market which only has the 30,000 full snapshot available every hour, you can do a trick. You can use a WebSocket connection. Of course, you need to be licensed for the WebSocket, and you can just close the WebSocket after receiving the first message. This first message then again is going to contain the full order book, and you can filter it, for example, for the 10% and display that, and you get the same picture that we produced above with the other API, but this time it's also super fresh, 1247 19 seconds. As you can see in my clock here, that's very, very up to date. So we looked at the 3 ways of getting this data, and my recommendation is that you always work with the 10% API because it has the same level of detail as the other one, tick by tick, and it's really up to date, and the rest of the data is really not very useful, I think. Thanks for watching.